Like perhaps Tesla is in a more advantageous position to create a new phone that isn't an Android or iPhone than any other company in the world. Are you tired of your Samsung or iPhone? You can't install certain apps unless they approve them, and every move you make is monitored for profit. These systems are designed to benefit the companies, not you. But now, Tesla is changing all that with the 2025 Pi phone, running on Tesla OS, a Linux-based system designed for freedom. You can finally break free from the restrictions set by Apple and Google, giving you complete control over your device. Plus, the phone will last longer with a Starship-inspired design. So why did Tesla opt for this design? And most importantly, does this mean the smartphone is finally giving users the control they deserve? But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to New Wheels if you're interested in real insider updates about Tesla. This is the place for you. Now let's take a look at the Tesla smartphone. Why is the 2025 Tesla Pi phone inspired by Starship design? For over a decade, Apple and Samsung have influenced the smartphone industry with a design philosophy that prioritizes aesthetics over durability. Thin glass screens, rounded edges, glossy backs. While these look stunning in ads, the designs are fragile by design. Imagine dropping an iPhone on the sidewalk, the back will shatter, or bending a Samsung slightly, its display could be ruined. Once that happens, your only option is to replace it. You'll pay hundreds of dollars for a repair, or worse, be forced to buy a new one. In some ways, these companies design their phones to be fragile enough that you'll have to replace them over time. These materials wear down, pushing users to purchase a new device even if they don't want to. Tesla, however, has never followed that philosophy. Elon Musk has always believed in building technology that is durable and sustainable, whether it's a car, a rocket, or now a smartphone. This is why Tesla chose the Starship design for the 2025 Pi phone. Instead of a fragile glass shell, it takes inspiration from one of Musk's greatest engineering feats, SpaceX's Starship. While Apple and Samsung design phones that push you to replace them every 2 years, Tesla wants you to have a device that stays powerful and durable. Did the Starship-inspired design of the Tesla Pi phone impress you when you first heard about it? If so, comment 1. If not, comment 2. And tell us why, plus share your preferred name for the phone. Specifically, the Pi phone's body is constructed using titanium lithium alloy, the same material used in SpaceX's Starship. Unlike glass, which shatters, or aluminum, which bends and dents, this material can endure impacts that would destroy any other phone. If you drop your Pi phone from 2 meters onto concrete, it won't crack or shatter. Even if the surface gets scuffed, you can polish it back to perfection, something you can't do with glass or plastic. Even better, you don't need a case for the 2025 Tesla Pi phone. Most people buy cases because their phones are too delicate to survive the wear and tear of daily life. But the Tesla Pi phone is built to withstand these challenges. Even fingerprints are no longer an issue. Unlike glass, which gets smudged after just a few minutes of use, the Tesla Pi phone's metal surface resists oil and dirt, keeping it looking fresh without constant cleaning. How much have you spent on buying cases for your phone? Wouldn't it be great to have a phone that just lasts? Let us know your thoughts, and if you're curious about the reliability of the Pi phone's design for everyday use. Now let's explore how Tesla's Starship design resolves common smartphone issues. Have you ever noticed how your phone's buttons start malfunctioning after a few years? The power button becomes unresponsive, or the volume buttons only work if you press them multiple times. This happens because physical buttons wear out over time due to dust entering the tiny mechanical parts. Eventually, they stop working. It's the same with the charging port. At first, your cable clicks into place smoothly, but after months of plugging and unplugging, the port feels loose. When dust accumulates in the port, the connection weakens and you have to plug and unplug several times just to get your phone fully charged. Tesla has addressed these issues by designing the Pi phone with no physical buttons at all. Instead, it uses force touch technology, meaning the entire surface of the phone responds to pressure. If you need to adjust the volume, just press the side and slide your finger up or down. Turning the phone on or off is as simple as pressing and holding your finger on the frame for 3 seconds. Everything is integrated into the phone's smart pressure-sensitive frame. As for charging, Tesla has solved that issue too. The Pi phone doesn't use a traditional charging port. Instead, it features a magnetic charging system like what Tesla uses in its cars. You simply bring the charger close and it snaps into place automatically. How much have you spent fixing your charging port before? How convenient do you think this new design will be? Share your thoughts below. In a previous video about the Pi phone, we received several questions about its operating system. As Musk mentioned, the 2025 Pi phone will run on an operating system based on Linux, called Tesla OS. Linux is known for being an open-source operating system with high security, and it has been verified by technology experts. Let's take a deeper look at what Tesla OS can do. Now, how does Tesla OS resolve the issue of personal data collection? Have you ever felt like your phone is spying on you? For instance, you talk about buying a car with a friend, and suddenly your social media feeds are filled with car ads. This isn't just a coincidence. Whether you're using an iPhone or a Samsung, your phone is constantly collecting your data, your location, browsing history, and even your voice, without you realizing it. Everything you do, every website you visit, every call you make, and even things you say near your phone is tracked, stored, and sold to advertisers, and most importantly, you never agreed to this. With Tesla OS, an operating system based on Linux, this issue is entirely eliminated. Unlike iOS and Android, which are built to collect and sell user data, Linux is an open-source platform, meaning there are no hidden tracking systems running in the background. It doesn't collect personal data when you use the Tesla Pi phone, meaning in some ways you are completely anonymous. Wouldn't it feel better knowing your phone isn't listening to your conversations? Share your thoughts with us. Now let's talk about ads. Have you ever wondered why you suddenly see ads for something right after talking about it? That's because your phone is constantly tracking your interests and sending that data to advertisers. With Tesla OS, you no longer have to deal with creepy targeted ads. It blocks all ad tracking, meaning you can browse the web, use your apps, and talk to your friends without worrying about being watched. Wouldn't you prefer a phone that protects your privacy? Let us know your thoughts. Have you ever felt frustrated with forced phone updates? Maybe your phone felt fine before, but after you installed the latest update, it became slower. Apps take longer to open, scrolling isn't as smooth, and your battery drains faster. At first, you think it's just your imagination, but then the situation worsens. Eventually, the company releases a new phone, and your old one feels almost unusable. Sound familiar? Apple and Google have been doing this for years. Every update gradually slows down older devices, reduces battery life, and makes your phone feel outdated. With Tesla OS, however, updates are not mandatory. The OS uses a modular update system, meaning your phone only updates when necessary, such as when there's a critical security update. When an update is available, you'll be notified and given the option to update or not. You will have control over your updates. Imagine a phone that stays fast for years instead of slowing down with every update. That's exactly what Tesla offers. Have you had issues with updates on your current phone? Do you want to switch to the Tesla Pi phone with this feature? How does Tesla OS allow downloading apps without being completely controlled by Apple or Google? Have you ever wanted to download an app only to find that Apple or Google wouldn't allow it? Maybe it's a tool you need, an alternative browser, or even an app you've used for years that suddenly disappears, not because it's dangerous, but because Apple or Google decided you shouldn't have it. With an iPhone, you have no choice but to use the App Store. On Android, you have a little more freedom, but Google can still remove apps remotely or make them difficult to find. Why should they decide what you can or can't use on your device? Plus, when you buy an app from the App Store or Play Store, 30% of your payment goes straight to Apple or Google, leaving the developer with less and making you pay more. That's why some apps are more expensive on mobile than on other platforms. On Tesla OS, everything is different. The system uses an open store model, meaning you aren't locked into a single app store. You can download apps from a variety of sources, getting access to the apps you want, not just the ones approved by big tech companies. And because there's no 30% commission fee, apps are cheaper and developers can keep more of their earnings. Apps won't be removed just because they don't align with Apple's or Google's business interests. You may be wondering about safety when downloading apps from different sources. Tesla OS has that covered with Tesla-verified apps. If you download an app from outside the Tesla Open Store, the system will scan its code for malware before allowing installation. If the app is safe, you'll see a Tesla-verified badge, meaning it's cleared for installation. If any malicious code is detected, Tesla OS will warn you and suggest safer alternatives. You get the freedom to download what you want without worrying about security risks. That's what the Pi phone can offer you. What do you think? Would you like a phone built like a Starship, powered by Linux, that protects your privacy and safety? Let us know in the comments below if you love deep dives into Tesla's latest innovations. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Elon Musk and Tesla are bringing even more surprises our way, so stay tuned.